What up? Good morning. It's at St. Lauren 57. Sober, celibate, saved. Happy Sunday. Beautiful day. Got up early, did my chore, had some errands to run. Now I'm on my way back because my good friend and mentor is going to be taking me to church, and one of my friends from the program, my best friend. And so some people wonder, like, what does recovery look like if you don't have addiction? What does recovery look like if you're not a program? You know what I mean? I don't think a lot of people understand, and I didn't understand, you know. I had never come close to being unhoused before in my life. And I mean, when I went to a rehab, I was 21. So, you know, and I didn't continue recovery after that. Something also the guy said last night about, at the NA meeting, was talking about being a chameleon. I'm definitely a good chameleon. You know what I'm saying? I can get through anything. I can suit up and boot up for anything and have it be done. Get through it and get it done. But anyways, so, you know, at 21, that's what I did. You know, and for a lot of things, that's what I did. You know, just put on that mask and carry on. But so recovery, and I've learned a lot being in Celebrate Recovery, since that's not completely revolved around just addiction. Celebrate Recovery is revolved around like lots of, like, I mean, all different types of things that people want to work on. You know, different types of trauma, different types of hurts, different types of habits, different types of hang-ups, you know. And what I did learn, I mean, there's a support group for almost anything. You know, I, had never been into formal therapy, essentially, until like when I came to the program. But there are support groups for everything. You know what I'm saying? And there are ways to get into recovery. But Celebrate Recovery is a good one. You know, that's faith-based. You know, if you want to get closer and build that relationship with God, and then have that a part of your recovery, which is important. It's important to have higher power. You know what I mean? But there are so many support groups. You know, you don't have to hit your rock bottom to get into recovery. And addiction doesn't have to be part of recovery. Recovery covers just like mental health, physical health. Like, I mean, I think mental health is a big part of it. You know, trying to heal from traumas. You know, a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy. You know, so support groups are great. You know, if you're not ready to seek, you know, a one-on-one session with a therapist or something. You know, and then, you know, maybe somebody needs medication, so they got to see a psychiatrist. But recovery is not just for anyone who struggled with addiction. There are many different types of support groups out there.